what it was. Y'all know who it is. And y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge yourself. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight. And say, man, do y'all know somebody that loves to argue? I mean, that one motherfucker that just can't wait for you to make a grammatical error or say something incorrect without checking the facts so they can come for your ass. They out there. And chances are they got this placement right here. That's because this right here, this is a little something about those people that have Mars in the 6th house of their natal chart. And before I even go there, if you don't know my style, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mars. I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown of the energy that comes along with it and how it might affect you. Then we're going to talk a little bit about what the 6th house of the astrological chart is actually all about. Then after that, we're going to bring it to a culmination, which fortunately for you, unlike him, I'm one of the coldest closers in the game. So, let's get to work. So, Mars. This is the 4th planet from the sun. And it rules the 1st house of the astrological chart in the sign of Aries. And to a lesser degree, and to more traditional astrologers, including myself, it also rules the sign of Scorpio in the 8th house of the astrological chart. And hey, Mars most definitely comes into our chart and calls us to action. That's because it represents energy, passion, drive, and our inherent sense of determination, man. It really commands us to stand up, be noticed, and get some shit done. Cause sitting on the sidelines, nah, that belongs somewhere else in the zodiac player, man. Mars also rules over the military, but more simply put, it speaks to the power and confident expression of each one of us individually, man. Ambition, competition, these both fall under Mars umbrella as well. And it can also represent our stamina. And whether it be at work or at play, Mars wants us to be at our best when facing challenges. That's because it's confrontational. Oh, Mars is confrontational, man. And in a birth chart, it represents our sense of aggression. It also represents our sense of addressing aggression when aggression is brought in our direction. Try that for a tongue twister. And hey, man, Mars, when we're talking about sex drive, it can be a big indicator of that in men. And whether we're talking about men or women or masculine or feminine energy, it really shows people's preferred method of action. It shows how you get down. This is how you move. Okay. And in some cases, it shows how you like to be handled in some intense situations, you know, when things get heated. And hey, man, wherever Mars shows up in the chart, it really speaks to how we assert ourselves physically and how we channel our aggression in this life. Okay. For real, man. And so when we talking about the 6th house, the 6th house is ruled by Mercury and the sign of Virgo. And it's all about our health. It's all about service to others, day-to-day routines, our work ethic, our work style, and our job. You know, the job that pays our bills, not our career, which that's more the 10th, you know, the thing that's connected to our public status. Now, sometimes these two right here, they're connected, the 10th and the 6th, but sometimes they're not. Okay. Sometimes they're the same thing. Sometimes they're totally unrelated. Okay. Sometimes you got to work that 6th house to get to that 10th house. Okay. But anyway, man, the 6th, it relates to perfectionism, to discipleship and mastery, alongside the ability to overcome obstacles and actually produce the fruits of our achievements. And planets in this house, they can either manifest as blessings or challenges to, you know, to our health and our well-being, or they're indicators of our job and, you know, our, like I said, our work ethic. It also could show our pets in the 6th house or our relationships with such. So that's something to take into consideration right here too, man. And so when we're taking Mars and we're putting Mars in the 6th house, well, the first thing I want you to understand about this one is that regardless of what sign these folks' actual Mars sign is, man, it's still going to be greatly weakened here because, the simple fact is the 6th is a decadent house, which that right there means that it manifests on a more mental level. And unfortunately, that means that Mars really can't do its best shit when it's placed here. Okay. However, I will say that if you have an exalted Mars in Capricorn like myself, or if you got Mars in Scorpio or Aries or something like that, that'll probably help that out a lot though. Okay. But either way it goes, man, most people that I see with a 6th house Mars, man, they often lack energy. And unless the sun's particularly strong in their chart, a lot of them lack the drive and the ambition that it takes to set high goals. But don't get on suicide watch, please. Okay. Understand that it ain't all bad. Okay. Because one thing I have seen is that, hey, Mars in the 6th house people, they perform and function exceptionally well in difficult situations, for real, man. When shit gets critical, they get crucial. And hey, they find strength in a moment of crisis when everybody else has lost hope, man. And that's awesome. This is somebody that don't fold. Okay. They stay stiff. Real talk, man. Real talk. But remember that Mars also shows our sense of aggression. So when we see a place right here in a decadent house like this, it says that these people right here, they probably, express their anger and their aggression in a more verbal manner rather than physically or violently. So yeah, this is somebody that wants to argue with your ass. And let me tell you, this is somebody that will pick your ass apart. Okay. As soon as you walk up, they have assessed every weakness that you have going on, and they'll serve you. They waiting for you to come for them. Because, hey man, they done already seen everything you had going on, took those details in, and they will roast your ass. For real. So, don't play, man. And we can't also forget that the 6 also rules work and service too. And placing Mars here, that makes this interesting as well, because this really brings a combative desire for independence. So working for somebody, that kind of might be a challenge due to the simple fact that these people are much more well suited for leading than anything else. Okay. They're not really well suited for taking orders. Plus, the fact of the matter is they will probably outwork anybody on any job site or in any environment that there is. So if you're leading them, you better be efficient and you better be able to keep up with them, or they ain't fucking with that. Hell no, man. Plus, I'll say this, that the position of Mars in our chart, it shows where we spend the most energy. And with this being in the 6th house, this right here, it means their job. So nobody goes harder than them. And it pisses these folks right here off to the maximum to see motherfuckers being lazy or wasting time, being late or procrastinating. So this is also where they probably see the most conflict in all of the areas that they have in life too, because this indicates a really fiery atmosphere in the workplace, man. So hey, that could mean conflict. It could also mean sexy liaisons at work, or it could ultimately, just boil down to someone who's extremely passionate about their job. Understand that. But I know this too. Okay. If this is your placement and you're an employer, I'm telling you now, man, you need to make sure that you're carefully assessing the people that you're hiring. And if this is your placement and you're looking for a job, hey, if I were you, I'd first work on humbling myself. And, second, I pay attention to the higher ups and wherever I'm trying to work and, see where I'm trying to end up. And that way I see if they're operating on a similar wavelength that I could work with. Cause, you try to force some shit, you get into that, you're going to see conflict. It's going to be conflict, man. And there's a lot of energy that's going to add to that. Now, there's some placements that might help here. Like a Mars in Virgo in the 6th house or something like that. But still, man, this says that you're going to have to be careful and watch out for a lot of extra shit in the workplace. And another way that this could play out is just by working in a job that reflects, Martian activities, like being a soldier of some sort, or a fighter, or even a sportscaster, or somebody on one of those debate shows, okay, where you're getting to exercise all that mental aggression, okay, or anything where, you can fight for a cause or do something that allows you to channel that workhouse Mars in a more constructive way, okay, because, hey, if you can do that, you might be on to something. And lastly, let me caution you, because, hey, the 6th house is also known to rule our health in astrology. And, having Mars here, it definitely does present a whole myriad of challenges that could, leave an individual burnt, scarred, injured, maimed, or even diseased. And, hey, especially if that Mars right there is afflicted too. Cause, that also points to somebody who's accident prone and reckless. So let's make sure that we're being mindful and especially make sure we're not overworking ourselves. Cause that right there could be a major source of a lot of that health issues that might be going on here, man. For real, man. You have got to learn to slow down if this is your placement. And, on a little side note, a 6th house Mars could also point to some really mean or aggressive pets too, which could actually attack or injure the owners in some select cases. So be careful with that too. But hey, even if it don't play out like that, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. And what I mean by that is we all have all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. And that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And this been some priceless knowledge of self. Hey, you need to be hitting that like button. I know I just went in. That's undeniable. If you hit the dislike button, you a hater, and that's okay too. We'll make it. But, you see, I consistently show up like I had Mars in the 6th or something. But now I got an exalted Mars in Capricorn. We're going to take it somewhere else higher than that. Nah, I'm just playing with y'all, man. But hey, man, hit the like button. Share this motherfucker. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you're interested in any astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Okay? Hey, man, y'all keep it real because I promise that's all I know how to do. Okay? If y'all are interested in any merch, y'all can do the same thing. If you want to donate to the cause, the link is in the description. I don't see a lot of donations. Matter of fact, I've only seen 2 in this little time I've been doing it for almost a year now. But that's all right. Cause, we ain't hurting. And I love y'all regardless. And I'm gonna keep this shit pumping. Because, I got a purpose, man. I appreciate everybody that's been down with me since the beginning. And we're just gonna keep growing. Let's take this shit even farther than we took it before. Let's take it to the next level.